Hello everyone, Grandpathenerd here, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another movie review. This is the part where I do a review, just give you the basics, so you go see it yourself. And so these are really short reviews. I don't go in any scenes, and it's not because I lack a skill. I have the skill, but I don't want to. For one, the copyright monster is always looking for you on YouTube. Under the bed, behind a corner, copyright monster. Now, even though I got permission to do the review and was asked to do it, you still don't want to have the hassles. Even though probably if they got copyright striked or claimed, I could have notified my buddy and he would have been like, oh, no. But I don't want to hassle with all that stuff. So I don't show any clips. Show a little, sometimes I put the movie poster up, maybe some pictures of it depends on the mood I'm in. But I'm old and unhealthy and cranky, so you get what you get because I'm set in my ways. So, the movie I have for you guys this time is called Realm of Shadows. It was It was directed by Jimmy Drain. Jimmy Drain, D-R-I-A-N, Drain, like you would think. Jimmy, you know how to spell Jimmy. Jimmy Drain. It stars, it's got Vernon Wells in it. It's got Tony Todd in it. And it's got, I got my notes. Bear with me. Name's top. The name is at the tip of my tongue. Harley Whalen. I've done some of his movies. I don't know why I couldn't pop it out of my head, but that's what the notes are for. We all know that I'm sick, so bear with me. It's called Realm of Shadows. And it is an anthology film. Horror film, too. Now, it breaks the mold of what your typical anthology is. Because when I say anthology film to some people, what's the first thing that probably pops into their head? Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Trilogy of Terror. Black Sabbath. Movies like that, where it's like 3, maybe 4, but usually 3 stories. Tales from the Hood. So, that's what you think. You're like, oh, okay, 3 stories. No, not this one. Hold on. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It has 7 stories. And they're all linked because it's about... That's all I'm going to tell you. It's about a group of witches who need that spear. There's the spear that they did a little poking on somebody on this cross thing. And it's supposed to hold powers. So, from the opening of the film to the end of the film, it's pure entertainment. Now, full disclosure though, 1 story in there out of the 7, 1 didn't hit with me. It didn't grab me. It didn't click. I could have gone without it. And then if I ever watch the movie a third time, because I've watched it twice, if I watch it a third time, I might just skip past it. But I watched it twice, so I could give it another try. Just that 1 story, not the whole movie. The first viewing, I like the movie. I like the movie in general, okay? But the hike, for me, it wasn't there. I didn't enjoy it. Kind of put me in a down spirit. Didn't put me to sleep or anything. It just wasn't holding my attention. I kept looking out the window. And that probably wasn't the Alzheimer's. I was just looking out the window. So, but anyway, movie is good. Great story. It's got great actors in it. And actresses. And, let's see. I had great soundtrack. Had a great soundtrack. I love the music in this one. And it looked good. There wasn't a lot of scenes where I had to, I can't really tell what's going on. It's too dark. Turn up the brightness. Nothing like that. Now, of course, with the hike, some of it looked a little wonky to me, but that was just probably the style that they were using for that one. But I didn't like it. Sorry, Jimmy Drain. That's the only part of the movie I didn't like. But it didn't take away from the film at all for me. Just one, if it had been, if this had been 3 stories and that one was there, I probably would have zoned out for the whole thing. Depending on, if it was right at the beginning, it would have lost me. Now, the hike was right at the beginning of this one, but in full disclosure, it's very short. So it was like, I was like, that first story, I'm like, woo, yeah, I'm liking where it's going. And then I'm like, eh. Then it picked up again. So when you watch this movie, just be careful of the hike. Peril, or go at your own peril. Some people may like it. Look, I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box, so maybe I just didn't get it. That's a possibility. You may get it. That's why I recommend you see this film. It's called Realm of Shadows. Now, I got a screener copy to watch, or I watched a screener copy, I should say, and so I didn't have to go buy it or rent it anywhere. So I don't know where you can see it, but I definitely, probably, most likely, 100%, if you go to Amazon, it's probably on there to rent, to stream. I don't know, but I'm sure it's on there. I should have checked it out before I did filming, but that's what happens when an amateur tries to act like a professional. I don't get everything done. Should have had notes with everything on it, not just a few notes, all the notes, but I didn't. So there we go. So like I said, great soundtrack. The music's great. The acting's great. It looks good. And I think you'd enjoy it. Like I said, it breaks the mold. It's not your typical 3 stories and the movie's over. There's a lot going on there. So I think you'll enjoy it. It's called Realm of Shadows. So if you like independent films, for one, and you like B movies, for 2, then you should check this out. Now I know those are probably 2 words that most people are already like, I don't want to see this. And that's the problem, right? Just because it's an independent film and on the B movie level doesn't mean it's crap. All right? It doesn't mean it's crap. Rest in peace. What's his face? Damn, I already forgot his name. Roger Corman. Rest in peace, Roger Corman. But he, if he was still alive, would tell you B movies don't mean bad. You think they do, but they don't. He had a lot. Now, he did have some stinkers, but he had a lot of good movies, and he created a lot of great directors. Somebody like Jimmy Drain could end up making a bigger movie later on. We don't know. We don't know how the cards are going to fall. We don't know how things are going to play out. But you got to start somewhere. And that's why I get upset when people disrespect independent films and B movies. Because people got to start somewhere. Everybody on that film, in any film that's independent, B movie, whatever, that's their start. If they can't get past that, then either they stop or that's what they do all their life. But at least they're still striving for that next step regardless, and they don't give up. So that's why I like to give a lot of credit to, independent filmmakers, actors, producers, B-movie producers and actors, because they don't work hard. Of course they do. And this is a prime example of an independent film where I'm sure everybody worked hard. This probably wasn't easy. I'm just saying. I've produced one movie, and I really didn't have much to do with it except money to help fund it, because I had faith in the movie and faith in the people involved over there at Live Media. So do what you enjoy, but you should go see the fruits of their labor, because it's worth it. It's worth it. Even if you don't like the movie, you might see something you like in the movie, or see an actor you're like, man, I'm interested in what other movies this person has done. So there you go. And Realm of Shadows, I'm not trying to say only go see it because of the actors and actresses in it, because it's a stinky movie. No, it is a good movie. Grandpa didn't like the hike, but I guess Grandpa could just take a hike. So check it out. It's called Realm of Shadows. I don't think you'll be disappointed. The stories are really good. One of my favorite stories was the one with the college professor, but I could tell you any more. You got to see it for yourself. So check it out, Realm of Shadows. Find it somewhere where you can buy or rent or free stuff. Watch it. Amazon's always a good place to start. And or you can look up Jimmy Drain, because I looked up the movie at first when I was asked to do it, and I looked it up and I typed it in. It didn't show up right away, like in the auto thing. So I had to hit enter and scroll for it, but it's there. But if I had known the director's name, I would have found it like that. So check it out. It's called The Realm of Shadows. And until next time, I'm Grandpa the Nerd, and I'll see you later.